bit of size just for demonstration purposes, size 12 hook, but you can go all the way down to 18s and 20s if you're capable. I'm not. So I start the thread and I'll work the thread right back to the top of the bend and then come back just to above the point. I'm taking crystal flash next, and I just keep doubling it over and cutting it, double it over, cut it, double it over, cut it until you get a nice tuft of it, and then you're going to tie that in from the hook point back. And what we're doing here is creating a little tail. So I get that right back tied in tight at the just over the bend of the hook. And then I'll pull all those up and I'll cut it quite short, so quite a stubby little tail there. Next step is take some copper wire. I'm doing some ultra fine copper wire, and lighter the better. You can also substitute mono for this as well. And then take your hackle of choice. I've just got some red hackle here, and you're going to tie that in. Now I tend to tie, instead of tying it and folding it one way or the other, I tend to tie it so it sticks off of the hook like that, so kind of perpendicular to it, and then I secure the stem down. And once you've got that in, use a little bit of dubbing, and I've got it from this dispenser. I'm going to do a tan caddis today, so I pull out just a small amount, and you're going to make a nice fine dubbing noodle. And from there I do one behind the hackle, and then up in front, just working towards the front, and you're going to leave yourself approximately a hook eye and a bit back without any tying on it, because that's where we're going to put the wing. You're going to grab your hackle and start to palmer it forward. When you get up to that same point, you can capture it, tie it off, and then you can snip off the excess. Then you take your thread, your wire, and this is just reinforcing and strengthening it. You know, trout have fine little teeth that eventually start to stick into the hackles and can break the stem, and this just improves the longevity of the fly. Now you can helicopter that off, but because I'm also going to be trimming the hackles, I'm going to get right up in the jaw of the scissors, cut the wire off, and cut the hackles off simultaneously. Next step is get yourself some elk hair. I've got bleached elk hair here, and you're going to take a small amount. Now I'd gauge it by, I mean, it's sort of, people use pencils and things, but I don't really think that's that accurate. But I'd say you're going to get twice the width of the hook, as in the gape of the hook, and you're going to cut them all off. Now you can do this without a hair stacker, just by kind of aligning the tips in your hands, but I'm actually going to use a hair stacker. So I pop all of that in a hair stacker, give it a few solid taps, and all the fibres are aligned. And I'll catch it with my thumb. I'm going to cut it off, give it an initial cut, just to kind of gauge the length of the wing. I'm going to re-grab my other hand. Now when I do this, I prefer shorter, so I'm going to kind of measure it to the bend of the hook, knowing that I'll probably accidentally add a bit extra. Trim that off, and then you're ready to tie it in. So I have a little bit hanging over, a little bit of excess. I tend to do a wrap over the material itself first, and then around the hook, and just pulling down, increasing pressure each time as you go, and that gives you a nice little head there. As you release it, it kind of flares out a bit and looks quite muffy. And then to finish it, just a little whip finish, and you can put whatever head cement or glue, whatever you'd like to finish it off. But that is a finished Elk Hair Caddis.